Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you totally taken your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You deserve to know what you need to do to get ready to go global. Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global. It's scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To order, call 080 912 44449.
I'm here today again to talk about this book, Built to Go Global. The book Built to Go Global is a very important book for all entrepreneurs and aspiring business people, particularly those who are going for retirement that would like to do entrepreneurship or produce products that they would like to sell in the international market. So today I'm coming to talk to you on the 30 reasons why you need a book Built to Go Global as an entrepreneur. If you are looking for market to sell your product abroad, then you will love this book, Built to Go Global. You will find it difficult to get buyers abroad, then you will love this book, Built to Go Global. If you like a book full of stories about, to drive home the point rather, of the message that is being passed across in the book, then you will like this book, Built to Go Global, because the book is full of stories and case studies. If you are looking for why many business people drop out of export business, then you will love this book. Then you will love this book. If you want to build a successful business in export, then you will love this book. If you want to build a sustainable export business, then you will love this book. If you want to know if you are ready for the export market, because the challenge of readiness is a big deal in export business, then you will love this book. If you want to know if you are ready, that's examining yourself to know if your business and yourself is ready for export market, then you will love this book. What are you still waiting for? Grab your copy now. If you want to avoid dropping out of export business, then you need to get a copy of it. If you are looking for how to get a partner abroad to support your export business, then you need to get a copy of this book. If you are looking for export market with high demand for your product, then you need to get a copy of this book. If you want to know the challenges of doing business abroad and how to avoid them, then you will love this book. If you are looking for a template to follow to minimize your error rate in export business, then you will love this book. If you are looking for how to know your customers, we call them the 6W of customers in the export market, how to know your customers or consumers in the export market, then you will love this book. If you are looking for how to boost your capacity to meet export market demand, then you need to get a copy of this book. If you are looking for how to mitigate payment risk, then you need to get a copy of this book. That's payment risk in export business. Then you get a copy of this book. If you want to know why business owners, the promoters, fail in export business, then you need to get a copy of this book. If you want your product to be found in big stores like Tesco, like Tilbury, like Walmart, in markets around the world, then you will love this book. What are you still waiting for? Grab your copy now.
Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you at the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professional from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today. Are you
All right, good evening, everyone. We are on to another session of exploring the export potential of Nigerian state. And today we are shifting gear. We are moving to another state in the south part of Nigeria, a state called Akwa Ibom. So we're discussing Akwa Ibom today. We're going to move around Nigerian states. And like I said earlier, that this will be a way to help us to be able to know the kind of question we need to ask the people that are already been elected in their primaries to live for the next 4 years. Remember the Beauty Go Global book? If you don't have a copy yet, it would be great for you to have a copy. It basically tells you why export businesses fail and what you can do to be able to do it in a successful and sustainable manner. If you're also looking for the previous edition of this program, feel free to check our YouTube channel, Voice of African Trade. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, share with your friends, drop your comments, and remember to click on notification bell so you will know when we are up again. If you also want to have access to this link, the link for this program every week, then you want to join the Telegram channel. The Telegram channel is African Export Business Platform. African Export Business Platform. I'm dropping the link in the chat just in case you are not aware of the group. The group basically allows us to be able to send the link every week, and you don't have to, even if you are not on the WhatsApp group or you are not on the group where we normally will send it to, if you are on this WhatsApp, this Telegram channel, you will surely get to know when we are live. We have looked at Abia State. We have been to Adamawa State. Today we are going south, and we're going to Akwa Ibom State. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we travel down to Akwa Ibom State.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought what it takes for your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You deserve to know what you need to do to get ready to go global. Do you know that there is a science behind making the product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To order, call 080-912-44449.
All right. So as usual, I have a preamble giving summary of this state, Akwa Ibom, then peculiarity of Akwa Ibom State, then profiling Akwa Ibom State in terms of employment opportunity and income taxes and debt, and then potential opportunity for exports in Akwa Ibom State, the purchasers that can buy the product produced in Akwa Ibom State, apart from oil and gas. The proposal recommendation we make every week on what we feel the state can do to be able to take advantage of export to grow their economy. And lastly, the profit or the benefit. Let's start. Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom State is located in the South region of Nigeria, current population state, a rich state actually, compared to others. But let's look at this state. Beyond oil, what are other things that this state have? Before we continue, let me talk about what I talk about every week. Why Akwa Ibom State must export, support exporters, and support exporters. It made the state to avoid over-dependence on federal allocation. It enabled the state to boost its GDP. It can help the state to create opportunity for SME to grow. It allowed the business in the state to reduce their dependence on domestic market. The state can earn export proceeds and grow its revenue. That's the state directly now. It actually can make farming and rural life in the state to become more lucrative. It can make the state to gain market share and recognition because of the volume of what is being exported. The state become home of creativity and innovation because of competition they are facing in the export market that is making them to come back home and do something differently. Industrialization catalysts for the state is what export is capable of doing. It can help in job creation for youth in the state. It also helps the state to know the value of what he has as competitive advantage. It helps the state to lead the way for others to follow. It made the state to be independent of federal government. It allows the state to enjoy the numerous incentives for exporters in Nigeria. It helps the state maximize the indigenous potential that the indigenous opportunity of having indigenous abroad. In fact, I'm talking about indigenous abroad. I was at Benin this week. I was in Benin this week rather for a bank event. And one of the people that joined from the UK called me today and was talking about the opportunity available if we can just implement one of my suggestions at that program, which is synergy between Nigeria and home and abroad. Synergy between Nigeria and home and abroad. Synergy between Nigeria and home and abroad. Just that synergy. If we can take it seriously, you know, it can help the state to eradicate poverty, quit the league of state depending on wasting assets like oil, help the state revive the economy, slow down rural and urban migration. The state enjoy tax-free opportunities for exporters. The state businesses can utilize their idle capacities. It made the state become viable. I hear some states are not viable. In Nigeria, my second state, Jigawa, I serve in Jigawa State. The day I will talk about Jigawa State, I will talk a lot about what I saw in that state when I was serving doing NYSC. Wealth creation for citizens of the state. It helps the state to excel potential product found in the state and yet for more opportunity because of competition and zero in on area of strength in the state. So what do you see in Akwa Ibom State? What do you see in Akwa Ibom State? Do you see unemployment in Akwa Ibom State? And I will show you the unemployment level in Akwa Ibom State. Do you see poverty in Akwa Ibom State? And I will show you the poverty in Akwa Ibom State. But I've chosen to show opportunities in population, in farming, in mining, and not the frustration of the people of the state. And by the way, I'm not in any way discounting the challenges that Nigerian state face. I'm not in any way discounting it. I'm just choosing to focus on what I think is more important. Opportunities in farming, opportunities in mining, and opportunities in the population of the state. Let's go on a short break. When you come back, we dive deeper in discussing the peculiarity of this state.
Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you at the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today. Are you an account?
All right, peculiarities. Peculiarities. Akwa Ibom State was created in 1987 by Babangida. This creation was after a prolonged struggle to occupy the mainland part of former Cross River. In 1948, the BPO uniform in 1928 transformed from a mere cultural station to a goal-driven institution which promote and champion the cause of that state creation. In 1976, Southeastern State was renamed Cross River State. This change in name did not satisfy the people. Rather, it encouraged them to carry on the struggle. Of course, eventually they got it. Joy State produced the highest oil and gas in the country. The Atlantic coastline located in the state stretched 129 kilometers from Oron in east to Ikwabasi in the west. The state comprised of several sub-ethnic groups. Total area, 6,900 square kilometers. When you look at the state in the south compared to the state in the north, you realize that the state in the south are so small. So small. And state in the north so big. The capital is Uyo. It has 31 local government. So many local government. Population, about 5.8 million. Tropical monsoon vegetation. Major cash crop, plantain, oil palm, banana, cassava, yam, cocoa, solid minerals, kaolin, limestone, coal. Opportunity for investment in agri, land manufacturing, healthcare, tourism, energy, and mining. Let's look a little bit further into this state. See the IGR of this state. 32.3 billion. 32.3 billion. Look at the budget. 597 billion. How do you intend to fund it? Depending on federal allocation and on debt. What are the competitive advantage of this state? The state-owned airline and an international airport, 129 kilometer shoreline, 191 megawatt state-owned power generating plant, large oil producing, investment-friendly and secure environment, and vibrant agro-based economy. So why is the state not generating enough income? Look at unemployment in the state. Total working population, 3.6 million. About 1/3, 1.262% are unemployed. About 50%, about 30% unemployed. Total unemployed. Total unemployed. Total unemployed in this state. Now let's move further in this state and move to the profile of the state. Look at this state very carefully. IGR in the last 5 years. Highest in 2020, in 2019, 32.9 billion. Federal allocation, 1.59 billion. This state cannot survive without Abuja. You know, one of the things I believe is one of the reasons why Nigeria economy is not growing is that state government don't have incentive. The state government in Nigeria do not have incentive or a reason to work hard to generate income. Do you know in Nigeria, if a governor decides to sleep 24/7, 7 days a week, 30 days a month, he will still be able to pay salary without working? What kind of state is that? What kind of country is that? That if the governor do nothing, and I mean practically nothing, money will come in and he will pay salary. Why? That's why they want to fight. That's why there's always rancor, fight and fight and fight and fight and fight. Why? To share the money now. Because the money coming and we just share it. Federal allocation, 159 billion. This state, let's look at the debt profile. The state is heavily indebted, 230 billion naira. 230 is the 5th largest debtor out of 36 states in Nigeria. 5th largest. Domestic debt, 230 billion. Foreign debt, 47, let's say 48 billion. Remember, $48 million. Remember, $1 million is about 600 million naira. So $2 million is 1.2. 1.2 times 24. That's the naira equivalent of this state. 1.2 billion times 24. That's 28 billion plus 230 billion. Total debt stock, about $258 billion. $258 billion. But this is a state that has what it takes to make money from a Greek, apart from the oil and gas. Look at the structure of the state revenue. IGR is just 16.2%. 16.2%. IGR per capita, 4,000 naira. 16.2%. 83.88% is from federal allocation. Obviously, a state like Akwa Ibom can never survive without contributing from Abuja. But this can change by just focusing on the opportunity available within the state. According to the budget report of this land of promise, Akwa Ibom, he performed purely in his annual ranking, dropping from 20 to 24th. In terms of performance, the state downward performance slip was driven by a decline in its year-on-year IGR. For the period under review, the state continued to be highly dependent on federal allocation. This is a major risk. Anytime oil price is affected and we are not able to get a lot of money, the state will not have enough. The state will not have enough. Akwa Ibom depends so much on the federal allocation. This oil-rich state can live up to its name of being land of promise for a better life to millions of indigenous in the state. It needs to revamp its IGR to maximize state potential. I am not an advocate for IGR. What I mean is, they should of course get the IGR where required, but the state should be more creative in generating money. which is why I always, at the end of every session, take a product the state produced and do an analysis of what the state, how the state can make money exporting one of the products that the state produced. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we'll go to potential of Akwa Ibom State.
Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you at the verge of losing your job for non-performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today.
All right. Potential. Akwa Ibom State is predominantly civil servant state, with the state government being major engine of growth. Main economic activity of the people include farming, fishing, trading, artisanship, and white-collar services. A robust public sector employs significant proportion of the state labor force. Akwa Ibom is one of the major oil producing states in Nigeria, with most of the oil fields located offshore in Ibeno. The government has made attempts to diversify the state economy along the line of merchandising, agri, tourism, and IT. This is typified by the Ibom Rice IT Park Initiative, the 5-star Ibom Millennium Hotel and Resort, and world-class golf course. You know, sometimes when I see what state government are doing, sometimes some things are just so elitist. Like Ibom Rice, for example. Is there any attempt to be able to export, to produce for export, to be able to generate income, or just to sell in the local market? The state population consists of mainly BBO people who raise yam, rice, cowpea, corn, cassava for subsistence, and oil palm and cocoa as cash crop. Poultry, pig, sheep, goat, rabbit are raised. Shrimp along the coast and deep sea fishing are also economically important. The state minerals include lignite deposits and offshore oil fields. Now, rural economy of the state is likely agro-based, which is accounting for 75% of the population. The state major agricultural products include yam, rice, cowpea, corn, maize, oil palm, cocoa, poultry, rearing of pig, sheep, goat, rabbit. And for those in riverine area, catfish, shark, barracuda, sardine, croaker, shrimp, crayfish, snapper, bivalve, and oyster. Now, the climate of the state allows for favorable cultivation and extraction of agricultural and forest products like palm produce, rubber, cocoa, rice, cassava, yam, plantain. Given the nature of the environment, past employment and productivity, there is no doubt that agriculture holds the future prospect of development and employment of Akwa Ibom State. There are basically two types of agriculture in Akwa Ibom: small scale peasant farming, and farming. The second type of farming is the estate farming, which specializes in growing cash crops. Now, who are the purchasers that this state can focus on? Let's look at some of the products this state has. The state produces shrimps, prawns, and this can be frozen and export. Do you know the market size of shrimp and prawns, frozen shrimp and prawns? 19.5 billion. From China to Japan to Spain to Italy to Vietnam, this is what the state can actually leverage on. The state can partner with businesses, fund them to produce, pay them off, export it to generate foreign exchange. Even in Africa, there is demand for prawn and shrimp, $238 million. From South Africa to Egypt to Morocco, all this huge opportunity within the state. And my recommendation has been states should partner with private sector who can they should create, first of all, create a partnership with the private sector that can drive this. Fund the process. Buy off their people producing locally. Get the private sector to package it and export to generate direct income. The dollar come in, you exchange it and generate income. I mean directly for the state. What is stopping the state from generating income directly from export itself? Let's look at palm oil. This state have oil palm. Do you know the market size for oil palm? 29.3 billion. Let me put it in perspective. $1 billion is 600 billion naira. $1 billion is $600 billion. Sorry, 600 billion naira rather. So if the state can take a reasonable chunk of this market share, the state can export palm oil, generate direct income. Even in Africa, who are those buying palm oil? India, China, Pakistan, Netherlands, Spain, Egypt. Look at those buying palm oil. In Africa, even in Africa, 4.28 billion. With about 8% of that from Nigeria alone. So Egypt, Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, Benin Republic, Angola, Togo. Africa is importing $4.28 billion of palm oil. So why can't Akwa Ibom State, those from Akwa Ibom, ask anybody coming in, what are you going to do with palm oil? Do you have any plan to generate income? And as you generate income, you also create jobs. Simply from palm oil. Palm oil, low. Look at the next one. You know, this state also produces rubber. The state can tap into this opportunity in rubber. See the market of rubber. 13.6 billion. 13.6 billion. That is the market for rubber. Now just think about that. Just think about that. That's the market size for rubber. Rubber alone. Now, you know, you now agree with me that this state is not stranded. This state is not stranded. The fact that this state had to get most of its allocation from most of the income from federal government is because the governors has alternative. Has alternative. Because the governor has alternative. And because the governor has alternative, what happened? Because the governor has alternative, there won't be thinking. How will you have free money and be thinking of money? You cannot have free money and be thinking of money. Here is free money. Why should I be looking for money? Is there any incentive to look for money in the first place? But this state can export rubber and take some market share of the 13.6 billion. And I will show you the model I recommend every week. Even in Africa, from South Africa to Egypt, to Algeria, to Eswatini, to Kenya, there is a market of $162 million for rubber. Let's move on to rice. Rice, $24.7 billion. This is the market size for rice. This state Akwa Ibom rice. Why are we not thinking of export, generating foreign exchange? If you know anybody from Akwa Ibom, please share this video with them. It's going to be on YouTube. We need to be asking the right question. You can never tell. You might find some of them that will be able to go into government as commissioner, and they might come up with these ideas. The essence of this conversation is for this nation to be better. And I believe export can be a tool to make that happen. From Iraq to China, to Saudi Arabia, to Philippines, to Benin Republic, to Cote d'Ivoire, to United States, to Canada, Mexico, 24.7 billion. How about on the African continent? $6.06 billion. From Benin Republic, to Cote d'Ivoire, to South Africa, to Senegal, to Cameroon, to Ghana, to Egypt, to Togo, to Angola, to Guinea, to Somalia, to Madagascar, 6.06 billion import of rice. So a quarter of the rice consumption or the rice export market in the world is in Africa. It's in Africa. Processed fish. Remember, this is a riverine area with a lot of access to water and be able to get a lot of seafood. This is a riverine area. So what are we talking about? There's opportunity for the state to generate income for itself. Processed fish, 17.9 billion. Italy, Germany, France, Spain, United Kingdom, Japan, United States, Canada, Libya, Egypt, Hong Kong. The state can take on any of these products and leverage on it to generate income by directly supporting its businesses to produce, government buy of them, and government export and generate income. $1.13 billion. That is the import of processed fish in Africa. Libya, South Africa, Algeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Gabon, Egypt, Nigeria, Ghana, huge market. So there is purchasers with a huge potential all over the world. Let's go on a short break. When we come back, I will talk about my proposal on how the state can go about this.
Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job for the performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today.
Proposal. Every week I offer proposal to the state government, and I said the state government should stop allowing SME to be across the value chain of processed agro products in the state. Production, harvesting, transport, primary processing and storage, secondary processing and storage, marketing and sales, logistics, and distribution. When they are all handled by SMEs, it creates inefficient value chain operator, low processing capacity and low output, few job creation, low quality and packaging, high cost of production, non-competitive product. But when the state partner with private sector and build a large corporate to do the primary processing and storage, so SME1 do farming and harvesting, SME2 buy from him, give it to the large corporate process for SME2, and SME2 do marketing and selling. When you have this kind of arrangement, you have more SMEs creating jobs, but ensuring that they don't worry about power, they don't worry about NAFDAC, they don't worry about packaging, they don't worry about ready finance. You create an efficient value chain operator. You have high processing capacity and high output. You have good quality and packaging because large corporate, big company is doing it as a share facility for many SMEs. Low cost of production, commodity products in the export market, increase in job creation, decrease inequality, decrease insecurity, decrease insecurity. In order to support exporter in your state to enter the market in Africa, Europe, and America in a secure, stable way, the state can do the following: partner with representative at destination, set up warehouses, for pickup at destination, set up an entity as agent at destination, partner with independent agent or distributor at destination, organize and sponsor manufacturers to go for exhibition in the export market. A minute, please. So what's the benefit? Look at a model we developed for Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom State can generate $332 billion by exporting palm oil. If the state use half of the arable land, 135,000, to cultivate palm kernel, it can yield, according to agronomists, it can yield 2.4 million metric tons of palm oil, of palm fruit, yeah. And if you decide because it's 18 metric ton per hectare. If you decide to go and process to palm oil, according to agronomists, yield is 19%. That can create 464,000, and the unit cost of processing is about 30,000 per metric ton. Cost of farming this product is 6,000 per metric ton. That comes to 36.4 billion. Cost of processing, 13.95 billion. Cost of export, 18.6 billion. The state government can buy from the citizen on credit, give them guarantee to pay them after they get paid. So the state does not have to raise this money for the citizen. The citizen can raise money for it. The state government can even guarantee loan for them to produce for the state to export. So at the end of the day, the total cost the FOB price of the product, 1,625, multiplied by 464,000 metric tons. That's $757 million. If you convert that to Naira at CBN at official rate, that's 313 billion. If you remove the cost of the project, what does that come to? 292 billion. Remember the IGR of the state in 2020 is about 30 billion. If you add that to it, $322 billion, both from exports and also from IGR. How can the state achieve this? Before I close, state can partner with SPV in agree ratio. State provide fund, while SPV provides expertise. SPV is special purpose vehicle, a private sector, set up a private sector in partnership with a company that already know what to do in terms of production of the palm oil. It can be for any product, it doesn't have to be palm oil. The SPV should purchase order to farmers, give them a bank guarantee. The farmer go to town to produce all this material for the state. The SPV provides training and input to support the farmers. This special purpose vehicle set up by the government provide collection center for the harvest, clean up the product, process it for export, source for buyer abroad, do documentation and shipment, present document to bank abroad for payment, receive payment, pay the farmers, their share, pay the farmers the cost of farming, of processing, and share the remaining. Of course, the state take a larger share with the special purpose vehicle or the private sector, and that can be used for development in the state. My opinion, if we do this, the impact of the suggested model for state government goes beyond generation of revenue via export. It has a humongous impact on the employment generation and increased economic activity in the state. This, in my opinion, is a more effective, efficient, and enduring model for diversifying the economy of any state in Nigeria. This model can also be replicated by the federal government at the federal level, especially for exportation of solid minerals. So we have looked at Akwa Ibom today. We'll be going to the Southeast next week, and we'll be looking at Anambra State.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You deserve to know what you need to do to get ready to go global. Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global. It's scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To order, call 080-912-44449.
Remember the book Built to Go Global? A tested and sorted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. Remember to get your copy. We can deliver it to you without cost of courier anywhere in Nigeria. Remember our YouTube channel. This video will be available there from tomorrow. You can always share with your friends from Akwa Ibom State to be able to ask the governors, ask governorship aspirants what they want to do for the state to generate more income. If you are joining us for the first time, remember we have a Telegram channel where you can get this link. And this program holds every Thursday by 5 p.m.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You deserve to know what you need to do to get ready to go global. Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global. It's scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To order, call 080-912-44449.
If you want to build a global brand, then you love this book. If you want to generate foreign exchange, maybe as an importer or as an exporter, because a number of importers and exporters are having big challenge right now, particularly in Africa, in Nigeria in particular. If you want to generate foreign exchange to fund your import business, then you love this book. If you are looking for a checklist to validate your readiness for export business, then you love this book. If you are looking for how to effectively price your product in a competitive manner, then you love this book. If you want to know the area of capacity building that your business needs to be able to do export business successfully, then you love this book. If you want to know the signs and symptoms of a business that is not export ready, then you need to get a copy of this book. If you want to enjoy the government incentive as far as export business is concerned, then you need to get this book. If you want to gain market share in market abroad for your product, then you will love this book. If you want to know the benefit of selling your product abroad, then you will love this book. If you are thinking of exporting after retirement, then you need to get a copy of this book. If you want to learn why some businesses fail in export business, then you need to get a copy of this book. If you want to know the reason for high mortality rate in export business, particularly in developing countries, then you need to get a copy of this book. What are you still waiting for? Grab your copy now.
All right.
Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job without performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professionals from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. See you next week and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.